Hello there, lovely listener. This is just a warning to let you know that this episode of Return of the Giants may contain adult language or adult themes. Hello! Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello there. Welcome back to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see your gorgeous faces. We are here. We are playing Return of the Giants, the premier homebrew D&D adventure. It is wonderful to see all of you here. We're excited. We're raring. We are ready to begin. And Christian has just disappeared once again. I'm sure he's having no computer troubles at all. This certainly has not been happening on repeat. We're here. Let's get underway. Quick announcements before we begin. And this one is super relevant to the team here. The Mistborn setting for Cosmere RPG is coming out imminently. I think it's going to be coming in the next couple of months. I should get the hard copy stuff pretty soon after. All the digital stuff will unlock immediately because we've got early access through the Kickstarter, because we, the channel, are on it and we fucking love Cosmere. So I thought it would be really cool to do a short Mistborn adventure as a bit of an interlude in the midst of this campaign. Once we have all the Mistborn rule sets, we will dive in to a short Mistborn campaign set during or maybe just before the events of the Final Empire, which means that I do thoroughly recommend, for those of you who have not already, I would read the first of the Mistborn books, The Final Empire. I think everyone has, except for Dave, who is muted.
I haven't either.
Read.
You are going. You can listen to the audiobook if you like. I tell you what, Dave and Jared, if you like, I can record an audiobook version of it for you.
Avatar went for 3 years.
Wait, what? You would read the whole thing and record it?
Yeah, for sure.
Is it on Audible?
Yeah, for sure.
I can do that. That's easier. You don't have to record the whole book.
It's a good.
Do you have to pay licensing fees if you read the book and do your own audiobook? Probably.
I wouldn't be distributing it publicly. I'd have to. Yeah.
I was just having a thought.
Yeah. I'm thinking it'd be a good audition for like any voice acting gigs. Yeah, here's Mistborn. There you go. Yeah, if you're interested, I would recommend reading it. Definitely get onto it. It won't take you too long. It's and you should anyway. It's a fantastic book. Or listen to it. You don't have to read it. You should though. I like the physical. Yeah, never mind. We've been through this. But yeah, so we will be doing an interlude with Mistborn. We don't yet know exactly what the options are. A few of the character classes have been released. A few of the species have been released. It looks like there might be options to play as a Kandra. I may have to lock that for this campaign to people who know what Kandra are, because after the first book, you won't know exactly. You'll know enough. I don't know. We'll have to have a think. But yeah, we'll more information will be coming as and when we get access to it. So stay excited. I am super hyped for Mistborn. I do get the sense we're going to have at least one ferrochemist and a fuckload of mistings is probably the way it's going to go down. But yeah, so that is very exciting. And
is that like a Dr. Jekyll thing here? Like, is that what you can do?
Ferrochemist?
I'll force them to listen to the audiobooks.
You just gotta listen to the books, man.
Yeah, you really do, actually.
Ali,
Spoilers.
Ali, you can tell me this as well.
So I just bought an e-reader to read it on.
Look,
Hey, fantastic.
Yep.
to be fair, it is like even if you don't want to e-read it, if you just want to read it yourself, it is a pretty easy book to get through.
It's a fantastic book. Brilliant world building and really interesting characters, and the story is so well paced. The whole first series, I like Era 2 as well, but the whole first Era Mistborn is so well paced. It's very hard to put down. Once you read the first book, I guarantee you'll be going on to the second and third very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
long as they're not pictures, I'm in.
I'll do my best. I don't want to sound like a little
you
bitch.
look at the whole book, right?
And I don't have ADHD necessarily, but after reading emails all day, my brain hurts to read.
Yeah.
Audiobook I think is a better idea.
Yes.
I definitely have ADHD, but we'll see how we go.
I have ADHD.
Man, I struggle to even play video games these days. I just stare at my computer most of the time, and I just think, I'm just going to get off the computer. I don't know what I'm doing on here.
Yeah, something
in the library. There's so many games to play, and I'm just like,
I'm like, oh, what's on sale?
Nah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I've been playing a little bit of Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which is basically like Far Cry Avatar. Do you know what? It's really good. I think I said this a few weeks ago. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Frontiers of Pandora. It's like Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, but like Far Cry. It's really good. It's genuinely really fun, and it's like really cheap. And there's like a new DLC that came out with just like the fire and ash stuff, which is pretty cool. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I've got my problems with
the movies. Thanks for the reminder.
All right, let us do our recap. Let us dive into the session. Let us jump in. No more news, no more fun things to share. The Tempest Adventuring Guild, a name now legendary across the lands of Nostea, is taking on the threat posed by the return of the Giants. Now heading to the frozen lands of Northgard, the team are on the trail of the Frost Giants, seemingly linked to a sudden and drastic change in the climate. The team have just awoken from a giant dream, this one showing the sinking of the Frost Giant longship Icebreaker, an event which almost broke the Althing before it had even formed. Experiencing the events leading up to the disaster, the team learned of the power struggles between the various Frost Giant clans under Jarl Ulfric, specifically Blodrin's clan refusing to acknowledge the authority of the Frost Giant leader. After a misstep in trying to prevent the disaster, the team were able to capture a young Frost Giant from Blodrin's clan who seemed to be messing about with the sea anchor. Using Zone of Truth, the group interrogated this giant, learning he had been attempting to slow the boat to allow for Blodrin to enact some plan back at Lisheim, the island fortress of Ulfric's clan. Meanwhile, Lyra found herself face to face with a familiar figure, Lorassus, the cloud giant who kidnapped Harry and was revealed to be her Echo's sister. Suspecting Lorassus might have played a role in the sinking of the ship, Lyra brought her over to the Zone of Truth, soon learning that indeed she had been assisting the young Frost Giant. Right as the young Frost Giant was about to reveal more about who had been directing him, an unknown force suddenly snapped his neck, the body dropping to the deck of the ship, only to rise a few seconds later, possessed by a now familiar voice. Appearing to answer to Mephistopheles at this point in time, the devil, known to the team as Vice, seemed oddly aware of his status as a memory, offering the party deals to exchange information. Initially cautious of the devil, the team eventually relented, trying their best to give as little as they could while learning as much as they can, eventually using protection from good and evil to seemingly banish the devil. We left off last session as the team awoke once more, full of questions and concerns about the implications of these revelations, and dreading their plan to come, infiltrate the Frost Giant stronghold on Lisheim, and put a stop to this devil's plans. And that is where we left off last week. We dive straight back in. There were a few things you had been doing.
Are we in the Igloo of Awesome now, sorry?
Most of you are in the Igloo of Awesome. There are a couple of key exceptions. Lyra is outside the Igloo of Awesome, attempting to use her spores from the Myconids to try and reanimate one of the Frosthounds, with permission from the Frost Giant Svindale, who you brought with you into the Giant Dream. The rest of you, I believe, are in the process of taking a bit of a rest. Lyra, being an Eladrin, can get by with a lot less long resting than you guys.
To be fair, I did start the spores before we did the Giant Dream, so I'm not sure how long that dream was in duration, but...
Couple of hours. So the spores will be almost ready, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is what you. Yeah. That is where you are. That is what you see. Messai and Klaus, who had travelled with you, are also both in the igloo, having been looking after your unconscious, motionless bodies during the course of the Giant Dream. You were like eyeing the Frost Giant quite suspiciously until you were able to confirm that he is indeed, for now, an ally. And there had been some talk about how you were going to gain access to Lisheim, get access to the island fortress. So, with all of you working through this, Lyra, your spores just need a couple more hours. By the end of the long rest, that Frosthound will be back. Yep.
I just remember the other thing I was going to do is try and contact Fenris's wolves and see, to sort of call off the potential attack. So, unless we sort of signal, it was let them know about the scent. So we're gonna don't attack the marked giants with the whale tallow, I think it was.
Yeah, your plan was to either convince Fenris to just attack Blodrin's loyalists. And there was a bit of discussion on how you could identify them. You'd gone through some talks about whether you wanted to identify them via smell. I believe, Lyra, you had hypothesized the stinky sea cucumber sap.
When they brought up the whale tallow, I think that might be less noticeable almost. Like,
yeah.
I mean, stinky sea cucumber, I think they might be like, what? But, with the whale tallow, it could be more of a thing where it's like, oh, yes, we all coincidentally...
smell like whale tallow.
Yeah, we were all butchering this whale that, what's his name, brought back.
Yeah, it's a definite... That's a solid plan. How did you want to go about messaging Fenris or contacting Fenris?
Honestly, probably like just walking up to the edge of the woods and yelling. Like, or actually, no, talking to Messai first, like just being like, hey, so, if you're comfortable, like, not gonna ask you to turn me into a werewolf, but if we can contact them, that would be awesome. But don't want to put you in an awkward position.
But that's on the table.
I understand. I can still feel her in the back of my mind, like I'm being watched. At first I was uneasy. I might have been a bit snappy before, and for that I apologize.
Snappy.
But now in these... No, you.
I was just gonna say, it's... I don't think it would be unreasonable for something that you kind of view as a bit of a curse, not just, personal views kind of thing with your experiences and stuff, but, and then someone's like just all of a sudden asking you about them and you've known them for like, what, a day, 2 days? Like, I think anyone would be snappy about stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just been a lot, to understand all of this, to know what's happening, and I'm starting to see it in a new light, I think. Fenris seemed not what I expected. My fear had always been about the bloodthirsty nature of the wolf. I feared what I would do, who I would harm, but Fenris seemed so calm, so in control. I'm wondering if maybe I had this wrong, partly.
I mean, I think it's a very valid way. I mean, you didn't know any other option other than what you'd seen previously, so how would you know that there was sort of something else that was a possibility? But I mean, I think, especially since she is kind of in the back of your mind, but like I feel like you probably trust what she's saying, and potentially if you can get control over it, I mean, I think that would be kind of a life-changing moment for you, wouldn't it?
Well, it's funny. I'd always been seeking this with the help of Savank. And now, when I'm not even searching for it, not even looking for this, without my friend, suddenly I stumble upon the answer. It feels like some sort of parable they tell to children. I hate that.
When you stop looking is when you finally find the thing?
Don't fucking say it. Seriously.
But look.
Yeah. I was planning on maybe trying to contact Fenris anyway. From what I've ever heard, you lot are planning on heading across the ocean. I don't travel well on boats. And if I was to lose control in a combat situation like that, which is more likely, I could hurt you. You or your companions.
Sure, if it's going to be so much traveling on boat as, and I sort of like look over my shoulder at the giant sea of ice. I'm assuming there are no floating boats anywhere, like, in the vicinity. It's like, I don't think it's going to be so much of a boating situation. That, I mean, the other option is, and I'm just seeing how long I can hold this spell. Like, say, you could get turned into a sheep for an hour. Like, is it kind of a situation where it's like, you're kind of out of it for like a whole day? Is it like you just kind of need a reset kind of moment to avoid a losing of control moment?
I don't know. I've never been turned into a sheep before.
Doesn't have to be a sheep. It can be something else like that. I guess if that was a concern, like, it's, I think between all of us, and I kind of just sort of look around at the group, it's like we have a fair number of non-harmful, temporary, fully reversible containment options, if that's a good way of phrasing it. But Yeah, it's like...
If I may, Lyra. Sorry, I can't help but overhear the conversation.
It's okay, I shouted at the top of my lungs, don't fucking say it, it's fair.
Yes, no, sorry. Even if we do get our fellow here across the sea ice? Yes. The plan with the frost giants and the tallow and not knowing who to... It might get a bit confusing, Messai. I wouldn't want you to be caught up in between two frost giants, not being able to distinguish friend from foe. I mean, it'll be hard enough for us to do so, let alone yourself.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. I wonder if maybe it does make sense for me to stay behind, then to try and contact Fenris, see if I can convince her to help in some way. And
it could be worthwhile. We don't know what else is out here. There is obviously the troubling signs of devil involvement, so it could be worthwhile having some extra eyes behind us to make sure that nothing nefarious has the jump on us.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Very well then. I will try and find Fenris. What am I telling her? What is our plan? Do we want to bring Fenris and her pack across the sea ice?
Well, I mean, it would be good if they could join us in the fight. We won't have that many allies that will be able to help turn the tide of battle. I mean, we'll have this element of surprise all going well, but I mean, it took all of us to try to fight our new frost giant friend over there, let alone an entire clan of them. It'll be no easy feat. So the more allies we can get, the better. Yes, I suppose the plan would be to try and get Fenris and her pack across the ice. I don't know how easy that would be.
She seemed quite thirsty for giant blood. I don't think convincing her to go would be the problem. I think convincing her to stop is going to be the harder one.
I suppose the nuances there is we need to convince Fenris and her pack to not go after the ones that we are deeming to be on our side with the tallow, I suppose.
Are we marking them with the whale fat? Is that the plan?
I believe so, yes.
And they're the ones that are friendly. We don't want to attack.
Correct.
Okay. I can pass that message on and make sure it's heard, if that is helpful.
That was the plan, right? The tallow was for the friends. It's been it feels like it's been a week since we.
There were two plans. One was mark the stinky whale tallow on friends, or use the sea cucumber pus on enemies.
Yeah, I think the tallow was the decision there.
Tallow.
Much easier to ask the giants who are on your side to mark themselves with tallow, pass the message. Clearly, the whale fat, I've been calling it tallow. Technically, it's ambergris, is what they're marking themselves with, essentially.
It
Good work.
seems to be the sea cucumber pus that Lyra and I have is quite potent, but it might be a bit foreign. I think the other giants might catch on. So something a little bit more familiar. Yeah.
Also, is it worth taking Klaus with you? I thank you for your guidance so far, but I think your job is done for now. You've been an amazing guide.
I need to go and check on the lighthouse anyway. My job was to try and find the spellcasters. It sounds like our paths for the time being may be diverting. If you are going across the ice to try and tackle the giants, then there is still work left for me to do. Try and find where the spellcasters have gone. We are a few hundred meters from the lighthouse. My task is not yet finished until I have determined what has happened to them.
I suppose there isn't a huge rush to get to the frost giants. We could, I mean, if it's only 100 meters away, we did say we would come and assist you with the lighthouse. Perhaps we could just accompany you there, make sure that all is well. I don't want you to walk into anything too dangerous.
If we're still preparing the whale, why don't we go now quickly?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Done. Then let us be away. I will prepare things. You have all rested?
Yes, I just have something to do quickly, but I'll meet you all in about 10 minutes.
We have to make sure we don't split up too much. We've got these devices keeping us warm.
Yes, I'll need to selfishly take one for a second, but it's important. I swear. I'll take one and head towards the water, even though it's frozen. Just split off for a moment.
You want me to follow you?
You can if you want to keep an eye on me, but I think this is
Sorry, battling. Did we get a long rest?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Ali, we did. Sorry, we're in the bathroom taking advantage of a dog that's sucking.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, well, I guess as me and Harry head off a little bit, as we get a good distance from the rocks, the large, like, Catan-styled blackened rocks that are across the shore, and start walking across ice. Harry, are you okay giving me a bit of... I'm trying to have a conversation with Meloran, if possible. I don't know, some privacy. It just feels like a sacred thing.
Harry turns around, puts his little earplugs in, puts his foot over, and just chills, just vibes.
I'll thank you. I just don't want to offend her. I'll
I imagine they're the earplugs that Harry wears when he sleeps. He's got big ears. He doesn't want insects.
Oh, are they big earplugs for the big ears?
It's like they're not big, but they're shaped. They're like custom shaped to his like ears, so it sits in. But imagine like a serviette that's coiled around.
Don't rabbit ears have like a slight spiral as they go in as well? So it'd be like you'd have to like slowly unscrew it a touch, I think, as well.
Yeah. And if you get this blow your nose, and you like the pressure goes all crazy.
Well, as Bart wanders away from Harry, getting a little bit of privacy, still within complete view.
Harry's back his turn as well, so he's not looking. Foot over.
He'll take a seat on the ice, and trying to feel, I guess, like the vibration at least of the waves as much as possible. Is going to try to, I guess, like maybe to make it somewhat traditional. He's not too religious, but hum that same beat of the Zetassians from the dream, and is going to try to say a prayer to Meloran. Lady of the waves and storms, I beseech thee. Be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing. Last time we met, I kind of dapped you up, and this is a bit weird being this official.
He's back. We're good. Carry on. Sorry, we lost you for a second. You're back.
Last time we met, I sort of dapped you up, and it feels a bit awkward doing something so official right now. So I'm not sure if you can hear me, but we're worried that something that just occurred has resulted in an entity knowing about us. And I feel like I can confirm that if you remember me as well.
Interesting.
Could you please make me a religion check?
Yeah, interesting. 20.
I'm going to use my inspiration from this morning instantly. That is a 9, and I really want an answer. So we're going to go instead with a thank Lord, an unnatural 20.
Hey, that's better.
Unnatural 20.
What'd you give it?
There's a pause. The quiet. The wind still howling, but the icy wind blowing from the north. The waves frozen, as if time itself has stopped along this shore. In the quiet, you watch as a figure begins to emerge from the snow, the frost coalescing around them. As behind them, the aurora dancing in the sky high above the clouds begins to droop and form a cloak around them. As Meloran steps forwards, this time in a far more wintry guise, her skin the colour of almost this light blue, pale coloration, her lips dark blue, underneath her eyes this sort of darker coloration, and her cloak, colours of the aurora draping behind her. You watch as she approaches, her footfalls leaving frost behind. Harry, you're with Bart right now. You see this too.
Mm-hmm. Even though I'm facing the other way.
Oh, Barry was very polite. He's covered his ears and turned away.
Yeah, okay, in that case, then all you feel is a light cooling, Harry, a little shiver on the back of your neck, as the hair stands on end a little bit.
I apologize for reaching out to you so frequently. From what I've read in texts when I was a boy, that deities do not interact with mortals this often, but this is important. It has to do with, I think, what we were discussing last time we met that you mentioned was dire Ulfric's boat.
I remember something like that. Yes, it is faint, like a dream. But I do have some memory of this. Yes. Do not worry, I have not just come because you have called, Bartholomew. My eye was fixed firmly on this place. The wilds are threatened here. And you watch in one smooth motion, she pulls an arrow out of the quiver on her back, turns as a bow forms in her hand made from moonlight, and fires. The arrow shoots through the sky and spears into the side of a creature. Bat-like, enormous, trailing frost, this long, sinuous body covered in sharp, icicle-like spines. As the arrow spears through its head, you watch as it lets out a scream and plummets down towards the ice, shattering into pieces as it collides with the sea. Turning back as if nothing has happened.
You all hear that?
No, none of you hear or see that.
Oh shit.
I see. I guess all of these large gates that the giants work are affecting the natural world. That makes sense why you'd be so involved in our current dealings. But thank you. So
oh dear.
Was
podcast
myself.
listeners.
That is a memory
he's back.
that you have.
Sorry, Christian, we lose you every so often for like a second or two, and it's like just long enough that we're like, oh. One more time, please. We missed that at the end. I think it is your internet. I've noticed that it seems to be drifting in and out of like very stable and very unstable.
I want to walk too far away from the computer for a second.
Oh, okay. That's all good. Christian has had to quickly reload. I suspect it is the Wi-Fi, if I'm calling it now. Tell you what, while Christian is doing that, oh no, hang on, he might be back. Hey!
I'm resetting it quickly. Hopefully we're good for a little bit.
Oh no.
You can hear me, yes?
Yeah. Just.
It's so good, man. I reckon. Oh no, that's dropping down to like 2 frames per second. Yeah. That's so good. Tell you what we'll do. I'll jump over the others really quickly. Give it a second.
Just confirming if she has that memory of.
She does.
Me.
She does. She remembers it as if it was a dream.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, let's jump back with the others. I reckon, Christian, if you got a chance, I'd restart the router. I know you'll be out for like 3 minutes, but I reckon just the instability normally that's normally a way to. Oh, he has. All right. Oh. Look, it seems stable right now. I'm watching it. I've got the monitor open. It seems pretty stable right now. I reckon let's carry on. And if it drops out again, we'll just kibosh. She has to quickly go and deal with more devils. Yeah.
I'll stably begin crying.
Yeah. Yes. I do not think yourself too special, Bartholomew. I am here. My eye was already fixed upon this place, not to downplay your achievements, but your group stands on a threshold. Crux. Choices will affect not just your destinies, but the destinies of many others, and affect the future of the wilds. Where such a thing occurs, I will always be.
Well, I have no further requests of you or questions. I don't mean to waste your time. I just wanted to know that one piece of information. Thank you.
You watch, she smiles, and then in another smooth motion, the arrow comes out once again, this time firing straight down as this long snake-like creature begins to emerge from the snow, rising up right next to her. My presence draws the devils. I must depart. While I am focused here, they will continue to come for me. More spill through the gate with every moment. My brothers and sisters, some of them have chosen to fight with me. You must close the gate. Quickly.
The one that came up from underneath towards her, can I do a history check? Does it look anything like the things that attacked Ulfric's boat?
They look like large tentacled creatures. This looks like a serpent made of ice. You don't even need to make a history check. It looks very, very... This looks like it's made of ice and snow itself. The creatures that attacked Ulfric's boat looked like flesh and blood.
Yeah, okay. Okay, no problem. I'll give a, I guess, like, I'll give a kneel. I was already in sitting position. I'll get up to a kneel as I guess she walks away.
Don't piss off. And with that, she breaks apart into she breaks apart into snow and ice, vanishing into the snow once more.
I'll come over and pat Harry on the shoulder. Thank you for both keeping an eye on me that I was safe and being very polite.
Yo, no worries, Harry. Oh, sorry. First of all, Harry's like, what? And he takes his earphones like, no worries.
Repeat it all again a second time.
Yeah.
Then Harry removes the deeper ones. What?
Look,
they're my grommets. Sorry.
I feel like this is important information for Figment, but I also feel like it's important that Figment knows this without watching eyes. I'm not sure if it's smart or not, but I'm just going to be erring on the side of caution. I'm going to use a first level spell slot just for right now to Protection, Good and Evil Figment. And then I'm going to tell Harry, the reason I cast that, Melora said that she remembered the past. So I'm assuming that certain powerful entities can. We guessed it, but I wanted to confirm it. Most likely in that case, Mephistopheles also remembers the past. I'm not sure if that means everything that's happened now is because of that, or if the moment we had that dream, the future him also then instantly gained those memories. I don't know how time fucking works in this scenario, but if you let Figment know, maybe it'll help his calculations.
Did you ask Melora if she knew you last time you met?
Yes, she did. She remembered everything. It was vague to her, but the things that we had done that went against the memory, she remembered.
So you're saying there's a chance that we were chosen because my brain hurts because we were there in the past.
I don't know if it affected the past
we were
or if chosen.
Well, do you mind covering me while have a chat with Figgy? I'll take the as yes.
I think that's a fair bet. Yes. Christian's camera lags out again. Yes. Yeah, Bart just like grabs the earplugs straight into his owl ears. Too deep.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes. Harry then just goes on the same little ice platform that Bart was on, and then reaches out to Figment while Protection for Good and Evil is still on. Hey, mate. How you going, bro?
I am well. I feel anxiety over our current situation, but I am hopeful. I know that we have accomplished many things together, and there is little we could not accomplish as a team. We have each other and we have our friends. So, is there a word for anxious and hopeful at the same time?
Well, I would have just said anxious and hopeful, so I guess there's no one word for it.
I'm hopeless then.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I mean, my entire race is generally quite anxious to begin with. And we believe that anxiety is good because it helps us stay alive and watch out for anything that can do us harm. But yeah, no,
Harengon
hopeful as well.
therapists encouraging anxiety attacks.
Well, it's how you manage anxiety, okay? I think it's about using it to help us survive and not letting it control us and consume us. But the hopeful part's there for that. So it sounds like a good balance, mate.
Yes. I'm not sure. It sounds like Bart didn't want me to overhear his conversation with the goddess Melora. I did. There was no instruction to disable audio. I know you had covered your ears, but the Heartstone was sitting right there. I heard the whole thing. Should we tell him, or is it best if we just pretend you're telling me now?
Well,
I
mean, you technically know more than I do. Look, yes, it's technically eavesdropping. Anyway, that's we can get back to that another time. That's on me for.
I have a complicated. These emotions I am feeling, more and more, it is getting more and more complex, Harry, as our bond deepens. The struggle I have, for some reason I feel we cannot trust these gods. There is a fear I feel towards them, a fear and an anger. And yet, for some reason, I find myself liking this Melora. She seemed to urge Bart not to worship her. I'm not sure why, but that feels familiar.
This Melora in particular, or worshipping gods?
Melora feels familiar, not one. It's hard to describe. I find these new thoughts, these new emotions so confusing sometimes and conflicting. Is this what it is like all the time? Having these things happen in your mind? Just thoughts coming unwanted and unsolicited?
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night screaming, and you just get used to it. But I mean, switching off is really hard. So, and talking about trust, I think, I've made mistakes in trusting people in the past, and I think gods should be revered. I think they should be revered and respected, but not necessarily trusted. Because everyone's out for their own agenda sometimes, and until you know what the agenda is, it's really tough.
I find myself agreeing, but there is part of me, Harry. There is part of me that hates the gods.
Me
I'm not sure why.
Actually. So maybe that's my influence.
Maybe. It's hard to know. We influence each other so much now. But yes, I overheard everything.
Okay. Well, don't need to tell me, because I made the promise not to listen.
Apologies, I did not know I was not supposed to hear. Next time I will assume.
Technically, he just told me that he didn't want me to listen and wanted privacy. Anyway, why I was trying to reach out to you is because, have you had the chance to look through the logs to see if anything, like if you can cross-reference them with other logs and see if there's any discrepancies or any errors or anything that almost looks too clean, even in terms of...
Yes, what I have gone through so far is already deeply suspicious. This devil, Mephistopheles, you called him, or Vice, as we have known him before, has been thorough and has been doing this for a long time. He has changed subtle things in some places, bigger things in others. At times he is careful, like a surgeon extracting information. At others he is a butcher, hacking and slashing. I feel it is deliberate. I worry that I am still missing things that he has done. If he has these decoy changes, decoys of decoys, how deep does it go? I am already diverting quite a lot of processing power to this. I can continue to do so, but it may come with risks. I may be open to influence, if there are things in these, if he has done things, the information that might change me in some way, I am probably being paranoid. It is the anxiety again.
No, I think this guy's always been one step ahead of us, so it's best not to necessarily walk into a trap. Maybe before bed, we asked Bart to help us with his leftover spell slots to protect us from evil, and do the deep dives then when we're under protection.
That sounds wise. There is something else, Harry.
Oh, yeah?
The voice. When we heard it on the ship, I have heard that voice before I met you.
The voice of Mr. Stuffleys, or the voice of...
He sounded different on the ship. Deeper, more... I don't know how to describe it. I didn't recognize it when he was speaking as Vice, as the tiefling, but in that form, when he spoke through the mouth of that frost giant, I've heard his voice before. I don't know where. It's excised from my memory.
So remind me, before what are your first memories?
Flashes and fragments. I remember a great city. I remember the giants. I remember stones. 5 of them arranged in a circle. I remember a great pain, a sound, and a light, and pain. And I remember feeling betrayed, hopeless, and then nothing for a very long time.
And then?
I remember awakening, your voice calling.
Could you be an echo from the Heartstone?
I have considered it, but I think I am artificial. I seem much more similar to the Giant Forged, especially after meeting Loki.
Dan, do you think maybe you were in the Heartstone of the giants whose memories you have?
I don't know. Maybe. I am becoming something different, I feel. The longer I spend time with you, the deeper our bond grows. It is changing me. Definitely. Or restoring me? I'm not sure.
Well, there you go. Well, I mean, yeah. So we'll check in about and get him to use all his protection from good and evils before beds, and we'll deep dive through and see what we can find. But don't take unnecessary risks. I worry about you, mate.
Agreed. No unnecessary risks.
Nice. And next time, if we do go into the dream thing, let's put up some extra protection before we even go in.
Agreed. And Harry, right back at you. Don't take any unnecessary risks. I worry about you.
Oh, it's all right. I only get kidnapped once a week, so we'll be fine.
I would like that pattern to cease. It is a recurrence I do not appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, when I was thinking about earlier in some sort of recap of what happened in the last few days, it says I got kidnapped by that giant. I think I just went along with it. I didn't get kidnapped, but we'll be careful. We should all be careful and try not to make deals with Vice where we don't have to.
Agreed.
Harry looks at Bart. Okay, cool. Thanks, mate. If anything else comes to mind, just give me a shout.
Agreed. I will tell you as soon as I figure out anything else.
Cool. And then Harry taps Bart on the shoulder and says, "Yeah, thanks for waiting, mate. We're all good here."
Bart's still got his fingers in his ears as a bit of a joke.
Harry laughs.
I heard you. Okay, perfect. We're good to head back then.
We're facing out into the darkness, right, Owen?
Correct.
Into the ocean.
Into the ocean. I have magical dark vision.
Yeah.
I just want to take a moment and look out onto the water, over the water.
Yeah.
And see if there's anything off in the distance, any lights, any buildings, any ships, anything watching us in the overall nearby area and in the darkness that they think they're hidden in.
Here in the darkness. Could you roll for me a perception or investigation check, please?
Could I be reminded? Sorry, darkness. I thought it was the morning. We just had a rest.
Sorry, I thought it was the night before. My mistake.
So it is still dark. You're up north, and the season is winter. The sun is not going to rise for another few hours, but it is the morning.
Well played.
I love the unnecessary risks. Don't take them. It's like saying that in AI. It's like, no, this is a necessary risk. Launch the nukes. That's all I was thinking the entire time.
No,
we need to preserve humanity.
We need to climb into this dead whale's mouth, be dragged behind this frost giant all the way back to his base. We're going to stay in the whale's belly and then burst out and defeat all the frost giants somehow. That's the plan. No unnecessary risks.
Okay, I'm down.
Oh, fuck.
It was
25.
perception, did you say, right?
Perception's absolutely appropriate. 25,
we definitely
Harry.
didn't level up either, did we?
Not yet.
Okay, just checking.
Not yet.
Are you sure?
Yep. 25. As you gaze out across the darkness, there are still lights here. It's not pitch black. The night sky above is still dancing with the aurora. It is faint, but the clouds here have split and broken open, revealing almost a still sky above you. The cold is immeasurable. It is freezing, and the closer you get to the north, the colder it gets. It is now so cold that the snow isn't falling anymore. It is now it's too cold for snow to actually form as flakes. It is condensing way before that and dropping far, far sooner. It's almost like this stillness in the cold. And it's cold enough that the wind has begun to now die down as time has passed. There's no thermal differentiation, which means there's no wind anymore. It is all just freezing. As you gaze out across the sea ice, Harry, yeah, there's a few things you can spot. There are lights in the far, far distance, glittering, some of them moving, as if they are traveling across the surface of the sea ice. And as you peer through, you think they look like fire. Warm orange glows, moving. Most of them moving away from the land of Northgard, moving north probably towards Lisheim. Some of them moving slower than others. Maybe frost giants traveling across the sea ice, maybe something else. What you do also catch high above you, almost invisible against the night sky, what you first thought was a patch of cloud is solid in the center, high, high above you, hovering kilometers up. Is
it's still
a
here?
cloud giant castle. Slightly further.
We're going on, sorry.
No, I was going to say it's slightly further north than you guys are, but it's not moving. This cloud is just sort of slowly drifting. It gives the illusion of movement. You watch as the cloud seems to sort of move around, dissipating as it gets back, more generating in front. It is almost impossible to catch this, Harry. It's only because you've A, seen these before, and B, rolled a 25 on your perception check that you spot this.
Yes, you ready to head back?
Do you see those flickering fires that are moving away from us off in the distance above the water?
As Harry points it out, you do see them.
Really? That's great. Yeah.
No.
No, I don't see anything. Come on. Yeah.
You're dreaming.
It's very far away, and my eyesight is not like that of an Aarakocran's, but I do see it vaguely. It's odd though. We're in the sea of. Correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but we're in the sea of ice, and anything out would be just clear ocean.
Correct.
It's odd seeing. I don't know how far the frozen ice goes, but it's weird seeing lights out that way. I thought that they said that the frost giants were camped near the. Was it near the lighthouse?
That's where you have come. The lighthouse is only a few hundred meters from you. The frost giants are on an island far to the north. Is what Svindale has said. The island of Lisheim.
Maybe we should check with Svindale then, and ask him if he knows what they are.
Yeah.
The other thing is, do you see that in the sky?
For a moment or two, sort of squinting.
Oh, but even with Harry's help, maybe you can just see this. It's hard to say. Harry seems convinced, though.
Is it like a? I guess it kind of looks like an elephant. Is that the cloud you're pointing at?
Yeah, that one. The trunk is actually like, it actually looks solid in the middle. And
no, I just see the elephant.
I think that might be a cloud giant thing.
That was a big jump. Are you sure?
Well, I don't know many other floating solid things.
I see.
From your mum. But
my mother was an amazing lady.
Wow.
Bart probably gets a little serious.
Damn, Harry, that was savage. I scold.
Hasn't told any of the party members. So he gives you a bit of a glare for a second. Yes, look.
Get wrecked, pal.
Bart internally in his mind remembers back to his mother dying when he was like still younger than 10 years old. And instead got raised by a stepmother that didn't like him, and his father that put him through torturous training. And he comes back to himself. Yes, an elephant. No, maybe.
Sorry, I disconnected. Did you say anything about your mother?
No. I don't say anything about it. I think so as well, but the problem is going to be if that is. How do we get up there? That has to be Lyra's giant sisters, right? Why is it still here? Why did it never leave?
Yeah, well, I mean, these are good questions, and I can't fly.
Unless it's back, unless they've returned here. But I thought all the cloud giants had gone to... Well, I don't really know. Do the other giants...
The floating cities?
Tribes have floating cities, or was it just the clouds?
You know the Storm one does. The Storm's Redoubt can fly and submerge fully under the waves as well.
Maybe we ask...
Turnus can fly.
We ask Snorberlin?
Svindale?
Svindale.
All I know is that was racist to some Nord country. I don't know which one.
But,
murder, I didn't make here, murder.
With the language, I forgot what you corrected it to. Svindale. Bartholomew mentions. Okay, maybe we ask Svindale as well if their clan brought a flying castle here. But if they didn't, we 100% need to investigate that.
Does Harry see any lights coming from the top of it, or like you just like?
It is dark. There are no lights. But Harry, from underneath, you probably wouldn't be able to see any. It's in stealth mode. Like, clearly, this does not want to be seen.
Harry, I know that you're not much of a morning person, or at least I don't see you often in the morning. We're going to head, I don't know if you heard at camp, we're going to head quickly with Klaus to the lighthouse. Maybe from that vantage point, several more 100 feet high in the sky, you might get a clearer look.
Yeah, sounds good. We should do it before the sun's in the way and causes glare and makes it harder.
Correct. And I'm making me, let's talk to Svindale later about it, because he might not be able to help. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Head back to the party.
Alrighty. As you all reconvene, is there anything anyone would be doing before we have everyone dive back in together. Lyra, yes, you're Frosthound.
Yeah, so teaming up with Messai and anyone else that wants to sort of come along. But yeah, trying to see if we can reach out and have that chat. So I'm not sure if we've already done that, if we were wrestling
Messai is actually going to travel into the woods and try and locate the wolves. He knows, he sort of described that he can feel Fenris watching him like a presence. He knows that if he wanders into the woods, Fenris will find him. So he's just going to go, he literally just going to do that.
I was just going to say before I went to... Oh, sorry, I thought you actually froze then. I was going to say before a long rest, I was going to reassert my dominion over my Zombolruses.
Oh.
So that I go rapid.
I was just going to say, I don't know if Ali heard, but we basically convinced Messai to stay because we don't know how unpredictable he'll be in a fight. So he's happy to watch our flank, so to speak.
And communicate to Fenris and her wolves. Smells like this, friend. Does not smell like this.
And then I think I'm just otherwise keeping an eye on the Frosthound because it's probably about due for sporage.
Oh yeah.
As Harry and Bart rejoin, walking down the
whole sporage thing with Frosthounds. Don't like that smile.
Sporage. Sporage sounds like a really healthy take on porridge. It sounds like a natural grains porridge.
While we're taking a porridge break, everyone has 13 temporary hit points and heroic inspiration.
Yay! I was going to say, sporage sounds like when RFK was like, what are you eating for the Super Bowl? And he was like, I'm on a carnivore diet. I'm just going to have that in my ferments.
Do it properly. Do it properly.
It's the worm.
You gotta sound like Feed me, JFK.
Yeah.
I'm hungry, rabbit.
While we've got some downtime, actually, I think Niles hasn't had a lot of time to really talk to Cassius.
Was it 13 10? Yeah.
Cassius, obviously new to the party. This is a pretty fucking crazy situation we're in. Niles is just going to be like, so Cassius, how are you feeling? Bit of a tumultuous few days, weeks.
Yeah, so when you ask that, what he'll be doing, he'll be near the campfire or sort of near wherever everyone sort of is resting and stuff. He's currently got his ballista set off to the side, and he's just sort of doing some maintenance on it because obviously these are rough weather, and he's probably got some tents that he can just sort of, and tarps that he can sort of just pull over it, sort of. So he's just sort of in the midst of that. By all means, just let me finish this up real quick. Sort of just finishes that up, and he'll come sit down real quick. It has been quite a wild couple of days, hasn't it? It's look, I'll be honest, I haven't seen much of this here, these occurrences before, so this has been quite enlightening to say the least.
That makes two of us. I can't say, well, prior to all of this, it was much of a normal occurrence for me as well. But yes, no, the more we explore these dream sequences, the more things are starting to make sense.
How long have these dream sequences been going on for you guys?
Well, ever since we got the Heartstones, it's been, probably a month or two now.
Have you guys had a few dream sequences like this here before?
Yeah, we've had.
It seems like you were quite all experienced.
Well, Lyra and I and the others have had the dreaming sequences. A fellow with us who traveled with us earlier on, you would like him actually, Thrain. He encountered a few as well. But we've had several.
Interesting. Have you guys got any theories on why you guys are going back into these sequences? Do you guys have any theories at all? Is it tie into these current events that are transpiring across the realms?
We're not sure. I mean, the Mephistopheles reveal in the most recent dream was a surprise. And also Grimm's appearance in that dream sequence was unusual as well. We haven't experienced that. In terms of the theory, it's I'm not sure. At first, we thought that the playback was a memory of such something that the giants perhaps used to understand past events and replay them to be able to better deal with the present. But it seems that in our dealings with Sinmare and the other giants, doesn't appear to be that doesn't seem to be what they were intended for. Not to the extent that we experienced them. By all accounts, Sinmare discontinued the Hearthstone program, and they were sort of outlawed at some point. Perhaps there were some faults. Clearly, there were some issues that were perhaps exploited, which does beg the question: why did she cancel it in the first place? Maybe she was aware, but then why didn't she tell us?
Concerning the fact that, from my understanding,
hi, Grim.
Somewhat.
I mean,
hello, yes.
Grim is in the igloo with you.
to be fair, though, I feel like he would also just sort of creep on us from behind.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, because I'm imagining the ballista to be like a little bit away, because like,
a little bit.
You watch as Grim just like emerges from behind one of the poles, and goes,
Just
"Well,
like,
you got to give it a chance."
What I was thinking, like, all you would see is just me, just like eyes rolled back, with my hands over a couple of like zombie walruses for like half an hour. And you're like, well,
I finished
let him do what he's
polishing their
gonna do.
tusks.
I finished finishing that. Well, they don't have souls; they're walruses.
they want to turn on me now.
That I will
I'll
never
just
get
take
used
the
to
corpses.
this. Just so you know, this is.
I mean, is it weirder than when I did it with Tim? I mean,
Exactly.
It's both horrific, terrible. Like it goes against everything I know as a monk.
I mean, to be fair, I've travelled all across these realms, and you don't see this every day, Grim.
No.
So,
Not often.
Oh well, it's a peculiar art. One could say it's like a exhibition art. To show it off, and no one really gets to see it. So you're very lucky to be able to see this. And I will say, Lyra, I love what you do with your companions. One could say, but I feel stuffing them full of mushrooms is not the way to do it. They can move their limbs on their own if you just will them to. But that's beside the point. We don't have to talk details of necromancy here. What I was interested in is somewhat that these heartstones, as we're known, they seem to be somewhat linked to Mephistopheles or some sort.
That's
It feels like the intended purpose has been corrupted here, and I don't know if I can be concerned by that somewhat. Probably.
Oh, we should be. Oh, 100%. Definitely.
Okay, yes, I was online then. Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry.
You
A lot of
sound-
dark things
I
happening
don't
with me
think he means
lately.
it,
I don't know
Cass.
what to be worried about anymore.
You just need reassurance.
I mean-
It's all good. No stress there, my friend. Now, I guess definitely that's definitely a big pressing question. The more immediate one, though, another almost insurmountable thing in a way, or something quite grand. We have to find our way into this here establishment of our fine friend over there, and I sort of gesture over to the frost giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to find our way into that as well.
Well, it seems that we.
Yes, Druid, right? You can talk to whales, can't you?
I was just going
Lyra?
to. Well,
You
they're dead
you
whales.
Talk to
Of the dead
whale?
whale.
Well, I thought wasn't the plan that we were gonna kind of
Yes.
Oh, killing the
turn
whale.
ourselves
No,
into
the-
these whales, and
The
then
whale
be
is already
taken back
dead,
as,
Grim. As you can see, our friend here was carving him up. The
beach is
plan was
covered
to-
in dead
Oh,
whales and
oh,
dolphins,
yeah,
Grim. That's where you got
was
those
a-
walruses
Quickly,
from.
Sorry,
can I ask a quick question?
I was in a
Owen?
fever coma.
Oh, you were
when that was
absent.
happening.
Your mind was wandering. The astral sea. I see. I see.
Except this was about 4 sessions ago. I described the beach full of dead whales.
Like for the last 40 minutes.
No, but the plan to sort of hide ourselves like on the
Silly.
inside of the whales, and then be taken back as catch, and then sort of infiltrate that way.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Has
that's the
anyone
name of the
talked-
episode, Catch and Release. Sorry, Jared.
Has
Yeah, you go.
anyone actually talked to the frost giant?
Not in great depth. He's currently, Lyra did to sort of chat about having the Frosthound brought
Dream.
back. He's currently sitting with the Frosthound. Lyra, as you take a bit of a peek out as the spores finish their work, you watch as Svindale actually pats the head of the Frosthound.
That's really sad.
So he did share that the hounds were changed by the opening of the gate. Something changed to them, and they became far more rabid, far more, devilish, monstrous. So it kind of indicated that something happened to them. They were maybe partially possessed or modified by the energy leaking from the portal, but they were his hounds at one point. He does still seem to have a connection to them. And as you peek out, Lyra, you can see he's gently patting its head.
I will say to Niles, though.
Yes.
Look, I'm not too sure on how much we should trust this here giant. We were not only beefing with him before we had the dream sequence, so I don't know how much we want to divulge about plans and such, but I'm not very good at words. I'm not very good at, never really had a great imprint on most people. They see me more as rough, how you going sort of type. But has anyone actually tried to talk to the giant potentially about finding a different way? Maybe there's different ways. Talking to him, we could find different ways into the camp too. There's always good having options. I'm not saying your plan's not bad at all. It could be very well the best. Who knows?
I don't enjoy the idea of hiding inside the whale carcass. It will take me weeks to clean my plumage from the, fluids.
At the same time, things, if it has to be done, it has to be done.
Yes, the prestidigitation won't take
Come
care
on, where's your adventurous spirit, Niles? I thought you,
Oh, no, it's fine.
You know all these tales of legend from your dear guild. They had to go through far worse, I'm sure. This is where your story is told, my friend. So,
no, it's fine. Lyra is right. Prestidigitation will clean my plumage. It'll, as long as I'm able to fly, I don't mind. But the oils and the fats.
I don't know prestidigitation, but I will say bicarb and a touch of lemon on your hands, you'll get all the fats off. Trust me.
It's not just the hands; it's the whole body. It's the wings, it's the flight feathers.
You can coach yourself. You can get more lemons. You don't have
enough. Have lemons with you.
The more you keep talking, Grim, the more I keep getting more worried.
If you have lemons on you, that would be fantastic.
I mean, if we put him in there, put so much lemon and bicarb, he'll be a volcano.
What is a bicarb?
No. That's vinegar,
what is
Brandon.
a bicarb? That's a very good question.
What is a
vinegar and bicarb soda?
Acid is acid.
Yeah, acid's acid.
Lemon juice is not enough. I don't know if you tried to do the volcano experiment with lemon juice. It is not sufficient.
Damn
but no.
Some biomeds. Damn it.
Cassius, I think you're right. I think maybe it would be worth talking to the giant and seeing if there are other avenues into the camp. It does appear that the portal is inside the camp, and the camp is by all means hostile. I don't think they'll take too kindly to our kind wandering on in without some sort of. But we could find another way in.
I wonder if he's noticed a change in his wolves, and look how much he likes that hound there. If he's noticed this change here with this demonic sort of presence almost, I just feel like we can almost approach from like a stance of like, don't you see there's this issue you're having in this town, and we can come and help you with this. And then we could just walk in. I don't know.
Bart and Harry might just return back at this point.
Yeah, we're just speculating, of course.
Just entering in
at an earshot from the giant still, of course.
With that, Cassius is
Bartholomew and Harry. Welcome.
The problem with that theory, though, Cassius, is we saw how this giant reacted to us. We already know that the frost giants, because of the turning of that Eladrin clan, don't really trust our kind.
Well, I guess it just depends on how much the demonic presence has actually rooted itself yet, and how much they're aware of it. I guess that
you're right.
It depends. That will increase their urgency or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I just, even diplomacy at this point in time, we tried that to begin with, and we had a pillar of ice thrown at us. So I think it's probably going to be a fight no matter what. But I do agree with having multiple entry points.
I just
plans always to have.
The ice and the wind and the elements, by all accounts, seem to have affected these poor giants' hounds. Do we know? Maybe it would be worth mentioning. Our friend has gone to speak with Fenris, but would Fenris's pack be unaffected by this, or would they also be facing a similar issue with the elements? Perhaps Fenris's power, her dominion over them, protects them or gives them some sort of resistance, but I would hate for her wolves to turn against her.
Your characters would remember this because it was only a few hours ago for them. 6 hours ago for them. Fenris did say the portal was leaking influence through, and that she was protecting her kind against it, and the wolves of Northgard.
Never mind, she's protecting them. All good.
There's also just we had a whole different take with the giant before the dream. After the dream, have we bonded with him per chance? And there's maybe now a trust we could gain some access yet again? I'm just posing these.
I mean, he seems like he's pretty understanding of our situation, amicable, so to speak. But the problem is there's a whole clan of frost giants that are loyal to the Bloodrins who are well and truly, on the side of this of Mephistopheles and the devil. So it's really his word against their word, and I don't think we've got enough on our side.
Do these sides exist all in the same settlement? Is that what I'm gathering from the intel?
I would assume so, yes.
Okay.
There are always those who are against leaders, who believe in other things. We given enough time, enough preparation, we could convince them, but again, it's we're running out of time.
I think we need to talk to this fellow over here and find out the dynamics of his actual giant town. It might be hard to get that, maybe with subtlety, of course, but I think is he actually one of those guys that you're talking about? Sorry.
Oh no, I don't think he's a follower of Bloodrun. He seems to be against Bloodrun.
Okay, well, this might already be something that we don't even. Do we actually know what their relationships are like? Is it something that's straying that we can look? I'm not the type of conniving type per se, but these are desperate times for desperate measures. So, do we play on those type of feelings if they're there?
There's already a plan in place to mark potential
I wasn't here
allies.
last week, so I was probably too busy with the maintenance of the ballista.
Oh yes, well there is already a plan in place to mark potential allies with the tallow to help distinguish them against friend and foe. Svindel has been quite forthcoming that he is against the arrangement that has caused all of this, and that there are others amongst the camp that share that belief. So we certainly should have some allies on our side, but there seems to be not that many. There are a lot of loyal giants still to Bloodrun, so we can play that against them, so to speak, and perhaps in the ensuing conflict we may be able to get to the ring. I just don't know if we have enough. We might still have to encounter some of the giants ourselves, but the priority is still to get to the ring and shut it down.
Okay. Interesting.
But I believe now we are helping our friend here to investigate the lighthouse, which is one of the reasons we came out this way, and it seems only fitting to assist in that regard, to make sure that he isn't afoul of any creatures.
Well, if that's the case, then I guess we better not dwell here too long. Sounds like we better get out there and have a look.
Hey,
too long, who knows what might happen.
Sindel?
As you lean out the door of the igloo of awesome, you see Svindal pull his hand away quite quickly from the wolf's side as he looks towards you, standing up.
I'm sorry.
And then sitting back down again more comfortably. Yes, what is it? How can I be of help?
One of our human companions here from the human settlement below, he came here to inspect the lighthouse. There are some spellcasters here that were trying to investigate the inclement weather. We want to accompany him there to make sure that he does not run afoul of any creatures or enemies. You're more than welcome to join us, but we thought we would just go there first before we embark on our little mission here.
If you want to go and check on the lighthouse, you should go and do that. I cannot say that I noticed any small folk up around the edge of the cliffs there, but I was only here just before that I came across you and your companions. Perhaps I should go and fetch my sled so that we may transport the carcass of these whales back towards Lisheim.
Oh, that'd be good. Yes, it would help us prepare for the next stage of the journey. That would be good.
I will go and do this. Do not be too long. The more that we wait, the longer this takes, the more chance there is for my people to be corrupted by whatever this devil, this daemon is.
Lyra, Grim, did you have something to mention to our friend?
I was just going to say, can I just do a sneaky insight check just to sort of gauge, is he okay? Like,
Yeah.
sort of
Sure.
what his sort of
That's not,
state
yeah,
of
he's
mind
okay.
is.
That's a, yeah, you can roll an insight. 25.
25?
Lyra. Svindale is deeply conflicted. The events of the giant dream showed him a really uncomfortable truth that lines up with things he's already seen, things that he had, the doubts in his mind that were already there. But that dream feels far away now. And you can see that he is conflicted. He is about to turn on his own people against ostensibly his own clan if he can't get them on side. He's struggling with this and what he has to do.
We got a drow to turn on their people. He'll be fine.
You had her
If
in a
she
corner with no other option, I would like to point out.
And we still
Like
haven't
they
dealt
were-
with the repercussions of that at all.
Yeah,
There's still a
that's still
drow-
ongoing.
There's still drow out there that
Yeah,
want us dead.
will.
So it's like, we'll cross that bridge later.
Yeah, just before we sort of head up to the lighthouse, I think Lyra might sort of see if she can have sort of another chat with him, just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just to sort of try and scope out sort of how he's feeling
I feel
and
like- I feel like Niles would pick up on this as well. Maybe just the feeling of, what he's having
or
to do.
knowing that she might need someone slightly more charismatic than my neg one.
Oh, I'm not that charismatic.
Maybe like try and like subtly wave him over.
Yeah,
Oh,
as
that's
you
good
give a
to
little
know.
wave.
Um,
You go, Grim.
oh, sorry, I had to do a quick Google search beforehand.
What were you Google searching
I was,
for?
I was just wondering. The whale. That's
How
where
to kill
I'm
Mephistopheles.
speaking to the giant as well. The whale we're bringing there. It's a large whale, isn't it?
Yes, it's a large whale.
Okay, it's a big whale. You'd say it's probably, 45 feet wide or something like that, wouldn't you?
Oh, what are you planning, Grim?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
That's big. That's you're right. That is a big whale. I was thinking I was going to cast Lehman's tiny hut inside the whale, so I didn't have to get goo all over me. And my friend's feathers, both of them.
Hey, nice.
You probably
Oh,
could. In one of the larger carcasses, cast Liam's tiny hut, you probably could do that.
10. That's what I was googling. Like, how wide is a whale? It's like to 45 to 50 feet wide. I'm like, I need a
These-
10-foot cube.
These are actually even bigger than the whales on our Earth. Nostea animals, a number of them get quite large, much larger. So compare this probably more in size to a... Oh, what was that? There's an extinct species of whale that was really fucking big. It'll come to me.
Beluga.
What'd you say?
Sperm whale.
That's not extinct.
I'm just saying beluga.
Beluga's not
Sperm
big.
whale.
They're
Probably
actually
at
kind of
some
small
point.
bonky boys.
Yeah.
Blue whale. Probably on the way.
It'll come to me.
I'm
dolphin-sized whales.
Yeah.
I'm sort of picking up the
But
vibes.
yes, if it's
Are you-
no issue, I don't mind if you could leave it there for 30 minutes or so before we get to our destination. Greatly appreciated.
Wait, does Lena's tiny hut move with the whatever it's in?
Basilosaurus.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Well, if it's on
That's
the
a good-
sled,
That's a good question. I have
Temporal
previously
emancipation
ruled...
springs into existence around you and remains stationary for the duration. Around me and remains stationary for duration. Spell fails when you cast it. It's big enough.
I think that might be...
Isn't big enough for
BTT.
creatures an
Remains
object.
stationary.
Move freely.
I'm not sure about that.
So there have been some rulings on this. If it's in a situation where the environment around it is moving, as if like it's anchored to a large environment, like a large structure that Yeah, that it's stationary relative to the structure.
You cast it in a carriage, so
Like a large.
I would allow it. I think as long as whatever you're casting it in is significantly larger than it, and it anchors its point of gravity to that, I've got no problems with that.
Okay. Cool.
That's what I'm picturing. It's like basically like a cart, like Ali said. Like there's a big whale, like it's a cart of some sort, and I'm just taking a little small cube inside of it, and that's where I picture it being stationary in there. As long as I'm hanging out, that's what, completely cool. You know what I mean?
Guys, I hate to do this, but Teddy's being too cute. He's currently jumping up and looking at himself in the mirror behind me. I don't know if you can see him.
Oh.
Now he's looking in the corner of the... He's such a weird dog. I love him so much. Just thought you'd like to see. He's being really cute.
That's so cute.
I'm kind of. You share dog video. I'll share Cora.
Oh, yeah, Cora's
She's,
off her tits right now.
She's looking at about it. Yeah, she's off her tits. Yeah, we
Sitting in place is terrifying.
Dude, is she still on the medication? Yeah, right.
you just have to give her another dose. I think she's
She's so nervous.
She's tasting the rainbow right now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
The vague stare at the bed and nothing else is hilarious.
So we're like, oh, do you want to be up on the bed? So we pick her up and put her on it, and then she's like, lay there for a little bit, and then she's like, actually, no.
Yeah, she's just.
She's
I need to get off this bed. It's moving too much.
Flavored trazodone. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Don't know them one.
That's going to be hardcore shit if that's in the Endone family.
Yeah, 1,000 milligrams. That'll do it. That's the anti-anxiety stuff our vet gave us. She is not anxious about anything right now.
100 milligrams, not 1,000. She's
Oh, I thought I read 1,000.
no.
I was going to say 1,000
okay.
milligrams. I'm like, fuck. That's a lot. Amazing. So yes, you can anchor Lehman's tiny hut inside the whale. I will allow it. Because like there are like if you think about it, if you like do Lehman's tiny hut on a planet that's like well, all planets are rotating. I mean, at what point is it stationary? If you cast Lehman's tiny hut and then you get flung out into space because the planet's moving at like 36,000 kilometers a second rotation, like there is a point where it's got to be anchored to something relative.
Could be why it's an 8-hour duration cast.
Yeah, it's just a cube that's just minced red on the inside. Like,
it's a space elevator. Launch shit. That'd be really cool if you could make an untethered or a fully tethered, a relativistic Lehman's tiny hut. That'd be hardcore shit because you would also be moving at the space of the planet. So as soon as you activate it, you'd just be atomized on the wall of Lehman's tiny hut as the velocity. That'd be a cannon that you could activate to like break worlds apart. That'd be sick.
Oh god, yes.
So, a little bit of a derail there, but I love these.
I'm gonna pick up what the vibes that Lyra is putting down, like kind of insight checking the giant, and I think Niles is probably gonna go. I can sense that you are troubled by what you saw in the dream and what that means for your people, and I know from experience that can be tough dealing with those things. I know that the next couple of hours, days, weeks, they won't be easy. I hope that we can avoid as much unnecessary conflict as we can, but I feel as though unless there is any other way that I can think, but I don't think there is, I do hope that there is a way that we can end all this and help bring your people back.
I just want to do what is right by my people. I thought I was already doing that, but now I learn my actions, my choices have helped contribute to the rise of a man who is working with a daemon to unknown ends, but none of them good for the giant people.
It appears he has had influence across all the clans, not just yours. He has had workings with many.
That does not make me feel better. That makes me feel worse. It means that all of us, most of us, have been complicit in this, have been allowing this corruption.
We do deal with devils. It is our speciality. So rest assured, we will get to the bottom of this.
I'm very good at making deals with them.
Bartholomew, not down.
You make deals with Damon. You must die. No.
It's a very working theory as well, but it's there's a possibility that this particular devil, one that you experienced during that dream, that he may have had something to do with the downfall of an arm as well. Again, entirely ungrounded, unproven, but it's a bit of a hunch.
I
an arm was.
I think that may be in too much of a jump. I have information that still is privy only to certain of all of us trusted. No offense taken to any that do not know, but just that Mephistopheles most likely isn't behind Anam's downfall. To give you some peace and just to clarify.
It does not change my actions or my choices now whether or not this daemon had anything to do with the death of my god. Right now, he's a threat to my people. That is enough to spur me to action. My concern is what I am going to have to do. There have been things I have chosen. I have bloodied my hands many times before this, and I knew that I would have to once again. It is the way of the Drengir. I knew this would be my path. I just wish it was not my own people that I was having to turn my blade against. It feels wrong. It is against my nature.
You must make a decision to help some against the others. Your people will still be your people, but your people are your foes. If it means that we must defeat them in order to protect the others, then that is a necessary evil we must all make.
That is what concerns me most. I can trust in my axe, in the hand that wields it, but my words, I have never been one for politics, and yet now it is the weight of my argument that will determine who lives and who dies, who I can convince to side with us, and who I fail to talk around. That is the burden I bear.
As much as I hate to bring it up, as it will likely cause sort of somewhat of a delay, but the Bloodrun clan, they're probably not the kind to listen to Sinmara now, are they? They're quite against the...
They're against the Owl Thing. They feel the Storm Giants have used their power and influence over the Owl Thing to control us, to force us into acting in a non-traditional way. Bloodrun, he uses the concept of tradition without actually respecting any of our real traditions.
Well,
another idea. Oh, I was just going to say this, and this very much could backfire horribly on us, but in the same way that we managed to somehow pull you into the giant dream to see the past and see events that are told sort of in what we believe to be the truth, here is the truth, but could we somehow maybe trigger a mass dream around the entire Frost clan?
I cannot allow any of my people to connect with your Heartstones, nor with mine ever again. If we are open to the influence of this daemon, and it is through our Heartstones, I will not risk his corruption spreading to any more of my people. I wish we could use your idea to convince them as I was convinced, but I cannot risk my people any more than I already am. No, I will never use my Heartstone again.
You say that you have allies in the clan that might listen to your words, that might be able to assist.
There are those who are still loyal to Ulfric and to Ulfric's memory.
Was it Freyja? Freyja?
Freyjak.
Freyjak. Ah, yes.
Freyjak.
She seems amicable.
Freyin, sorry.
Freyin.
I'll type it in chat. There you go. You always have it then.
My concern is that when we arrive at the giant at your home, that we will need to try and. I don't want to go in guns, not guns. I don't want to go in fists, flailing. I would rather try and assemble any giants who are perhaps open to diplomatic means to see if we can get them all on side so we can at least have an opportunity to perhaps let Freya know what's happening to help convince the others. We can get into the whale.
Bloodshed at all. Would that not be...
You may need to gather them. I mean, you'll have to mark them with the teller, but if you could get them in one point, that would be useful. That would be good.
I could call a meeting of the elders who are not under Bloodrun's influence and hope that they bring others with them. Freyin has some influence within the clan, but be warned, she believes that Ulfric abandoned us. That is what Bloodrun has shared. That is the lie he has told, that Ulfric abandoned us, betrayed us. It is going to be hard to convince the others that he did not. Even now, I am not convinced that Ulfric... I do not know. It is hard to know what is real and what is not. What I saw in the memory. Yeah.
Just to confirm, so the story of the betrayal of Ulfric, as the other giants understand it, it was during that the failing of the ship that was his betrayal, or was there a secondary betrayal after that?
Oh, the ship was
joining the old thing.
The ship was seen as a failure of Ulfric, not a betrayal. The sinking of the icebreaker was it was, in Bloodrun's words, this is much later on. At the time, no one blamed Ulfric for the sinking of the ship. It was put down to whatever those creatures were that attacked from the depths. It was later on that Bloodrun changed the story, changed the way that we saw it, claimed that Ulfric was arrogant and that he had taken opportunities to vie for power, that he was trying to rush and push too hard, and in his foolishness and arrogance, the ship was not ready to sail. That is how it sank. No, the betrayal that Ulfric is accused of is much later.
Just out of curiosity,
what is...
No, where you go?
I was just in case, I can't remember if we've discussed this or not, but the specific betrayal of Ulfric, have we talked about that yet? Would you be open to telling us what happened?
I can tell you what we were told. None of us were there to observe. This is not long before we were banished. There had been a call to all the giant clans. The ambassadors who had helped to forge the Earthing, to broker it, called to a summit, the Moot. All of them. Ulfric went, took with him some of our Drengir. Only one Drengir returned. This would have been some days before the banishment, before we were cast. The Drengir said that Ulfric led the party, led them south, travelling along the routes, along the coastline, arriving at the destination. When they got there, they were ambushed by other members of different clans. Some
The Frost
stone
clans or other giant clans?
Non-Frost giants, other clans. Stone and fire were mentioned specifically by the Drengir. He said that they were ambushed, and Ulfric immediately turned on his crew, slaying them, that only this Drengir was able to escape. That Ulfric claimed the Frost giants needed to be put in their place.
Were the giant ambassadors present during this encounter?
Drengir said they were not. He said the last he saw was Ulfric shaking the hands of a fire giant.
Is this the returning Drenia? Is he still with us?
Yes, he is. But he is in a sorry state. The time in the astral sea did something to his mind. It is broken. But now I wonder, was it his time in the astral sea that broke his mind?
Again, this completely unfounded accusations, suspicions, spitball ideas, but could it be that he was perhaps influenced by that same demon or the devil that he somehow survived. Either the demon or the devil came down, wiped everyone out, that took over the mind of this one returner and wove a story that was convenient to, potentially someone that was standing against him, if Ulfric was. It's quite difficult if the first story that everyone hears is one against you, and no one's really going to believe what maybe potentially possibly happened, or...
Yes, this Durania is a frost giant, or does he belong to another clan?
A frost giant, a member of Ulfric's clan, warrior.
Will he be where we're heading, or no, probably
this
not?
time, yes, he will be there.
Oh.
He spends much of his days overlooking the Stormshore Cliff. There is not much left of him, his mind. It is an ignoble end for a warrior. He will not die, axe in hand, on the field of battle. It is sad.
Has he used... Sorry, really odd question, but has he used his stone since his return?
I know not. I know not. I did not spend much time with this Drengir. I do not even know his true name. He goes by the Witness.
Not listening.
That is his title now.
If such evil thoughts afflict his mind, then perhaps I'll look over at Bartholomew. Perhaps Bartholomew could assist, maybe, with some of your powers.
Bart's just thinking still as again, like early 20s, the Witness. That's such a badass fucking name.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking sick. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, I can. Yeah, sorry, I can help. I think I would like to help. Maybe we can reveal his mind to himself again. He could not only tell us but everyone what actually happened.
I just don't think that. I just don't believe, and granted that memories, echoes, our dreams are compromised, but from everything that I've encountered and that we have encountered, it does not seem likely that Jarl Ulfric would have done this. I don't believe that at all. To him to turn on his own people and to attack.
He came back with proof one of the bodies had been cut with Jarl Ulfric's axe of the other Drengir. It was unmistakable. Ulfric's axe was coated in frost, could leave behind very distinctive patterns when it cuts through flesh. It was no doubt that the frost giant had been attacked with Ulfric's axe.
We know this devil works in manipulative ways. It's not. It could be. It could simply have been a fact that these giants may have been compromised in one way or another.
Turn on them first, or
perhaps that is the truth. This devil seems tricksy. If Ivitna, the Witness, if Ivitna saw this, his mind was changed, his memories corrupted by the devil, then who knows what really happened.
Well, I mean, if we can somehow restore it, I feel like that would be a potential path to avoiding the bloodshed. I mean, if the truth can be honestly and convincingly brought out, not in a manipulative way, we're going to get them to say what we want, but the truth somehow, with either the spells that Bart has been able to weave that blocks the devil's ways, or some other unknown to us at this moment possibility.
We do have a potential. There is potential here.
Something.
Yes, it would have to be definitive.
It's repressing. Like there's no way you can manipulate him to say something he doesn't remember. You can tell ludicrous thoughts from one another, but if there's something we can do to, as Lyra said, stop the devil from impeding his thoughts and get those thoughts out that he's been holding back for a long time.
A combination of truth and protection from good and evil, I think, might be a possibility. I mean,
But we have to get his buy-in for this, because
That would be challenging.
he says no.
In any case, it would have to be definitive for this so-called witness to suddenly change his mind all these years later and decide that it wasn't, in fact, Jarl Ulfric who slew his own men. It may not be enough to convince all the Frost Giants. It may be able to convince some. But I think that the Bloodrin clan's mind has already been made up.
They benefit from this regardless of whether they believe it or not. Does not matter. It is too convenient, too important for them. It is how they maintain hold over the clans. They need to paint Ulfric as a traitor. There is no changing Bloodrin's
Label
clan.
the witness, you have to see the accident, so have to find out what he
No,
saw.
if we could restore the witness's mind, it would be a great step in helping convince people. Better still if we could present evidence of this devil. If you had some way to show, to even... I do not want to summon him or make him appear, but if there was some way for people to see him, maybe that would change their minds.
I mean, when we murdered people and we saw his hand reach out and grab their souls, if that is of any consequence.
I was just going to say...
what murder is a strong word.
Defended ourselves and murdered them, yes.
Can I just mental link to Harry?
Yeah.
Sorry? And just I just want to sort of drop like a bit of a secret. Hey, Figment has recorded pretty much everything. Can he project to others, like not just us, like in that sort of holographic kind of help me Obi-Wan kind of thing that he did a very long time ago?
A galaxy far away.
I mean, whether they'll trust him or not is another question, but I mean, if we do get, we can show the devil, show the dream, one big crossbound cinema, and then possibly this witnesses, if we can talk to him, like the witnesses take as well, like.
It's a solid plan.
I mean, even if the dream is corrupted, the proof of the devil is still proof, right?
No, the devil's in the details.
I really like it.
Yeah, make it even Zone of Truth and stuff as well.
Yeah, Zone of Truth's
just a mass stack of spells.
Yeah, Zone of Truth's been pretty awesome. And we were discussing before we went live about Circle Magic, which was released in Heroes of Faerun module. You could use this to amplify spells. I'm not sure if Zone of Truth would be applicable. No. When you cast a spell that creates an area of effect. Right? Yeah, no. I think Zone of Truth would actually be I'm just having a quick look. It probably would be eligible. Any spell that has a casting time of an action or 1 minute or longer and is cast using a spell slot. So yes, absolutely. Basically every spell is eligible for Circle Magic.
But not cantrip.
Not cantrips.
Yes, I can't do a big minor illusion.
No, it'd have to be silent image,
major image.
Yeah.
In any case, we'll have time during the journey to discuss these details in more detail. But I think we should probably make a move to the lighthouse.
Go and deal with your business with the lighthouse. I will go and fetch my sled. And at that, as he turns, Lyra, you watch as the Frosthound begins to twitch and awaken. There is really, to the outside, very little physical difference. The mycelium has mostly been growing inwards. And then in a sudden burst, you watch as winter mushrooms, these sort of white and blacks, begin to suddenly burst through the fur, forming these very bracket fungus-like plating along the outer body. As the wolf slowly twitches and then begins to stand, Lyra, in your mind, you feel something awaken. Swampy begins to rise from your back, unbidden. And as it does, you watch as on Swampy's head, a small crown made of mycelium fungus begins to emerge.
That's fucking cool.
Swampy's eyes glow. You watch as Swampy turns towards the wolf, as the wolf bows before Swampy, and Swampy holds up a hand over the wolf's head and then lowers it. In your mind, Lyra, you hear... Oh, come on, man. In your mind, you hear... Oh, it is working.
Yeah, it's working.
The circle is born.
That's work.
That's so funny. It didn't look like it was working on Steam
can
Deck. Hello?
In remembering sort of from... Sorry, Corey's being really needy right now.
Okay,
Remembering
so's my
from
puppy.
when I was talking to the circle, can I remember the song for Welcome New Friend?
Look, probably. Do you want to make for me a survival or... Oh, our Cora is off her tits. Could you make for me a survival or a history check? Your choice.
Definitely survival. Oh, yeah, sorry, I stopped petting you. Survival. Please, 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 please. 21.
Yes, you can. You do remember it. Absolutely.
In that case, I welcome our new friend into the circle. And
Lyra, you have been given advantage by Jay for growing the circle. You may add that advantage to your character sheet. In addition, as the wolf is brought back as a spore servant, Swampy does not disappear immediately. Instead, Swampy reaches down and places their hand over your head. And you watch as your moon pendant begins to sprout those same bracket fungus as it forms a small mycelial tiara around your head.
The sovereign.
Oh, yeah.
The sovereign.
That's sick.
That's cool.
I think
And
just
you hear Swampy out
gonna take
loud.
it
All of you
slow.
hear Swampy say,
Awaken, new sovereign.
Oh, you majesty! I like doing curtsy.
We'll join you. A bow, a deep bow. Yes.
What does Figman feel? Because I know Figman was a bit apprehensive.
Sure.
I'm sorry I made fun of the way that you command the dead earlier, Lyra.
Thank you. But no, I think Lyra's just going to sort of try and sort of take this in stride in somewhat like a nonchalant, as it was always expected kind of way. It's like, I thank you, Swampy. Let this circle grow and prosper.
You watch as Swampy slowly begins to sink back in, disappearing into your form. But as Swampy does so, those plates of armor that Swampy is wearing, these kind of like shoulder pads and bracket fungus armor, begins to manifest on your body very briefly, Lyra, before disappearing once again. You haven't quite unlocked that power, but it's a promise of what more is to come if you are to continue to grow your circle.
Hell yeah. And so, do I get a vibe for what the requirements are for these spores? So, like, these special sort of circle growing spores? Like, do I have to visit the underground every time?
Nope,
like, are they
not
sort of
anymore.
like a recharge?
Not anymore. As a Circle of Spores Druid, and with your own sort of special journey, your own unique Druid nature in this instance, you can now, when you lose this Spore Servant, when this Spore Servant dies, you can harvest the spores from it and use them again. This Spore Servant will act like a Raise Undead on the wolf, so I'll send you through the stats block for it, but you do not need to re-exert control over it with spores. You can do so by sacrificing a single first level spell slot. Otherwise, it doesn't turn feral, it just falls apart. You can then reharvest the spores each day.
Excellent. Sweet. Thank you.
Next level up, we will have a talk about the way in which you could start gathering additional spores.
Let's form an army.
So, like, next episode?
Well, actually, this session. All of you have progressed far enough, and with the unlocking of Lyra's Spore Servant, you've actually achieved one of the special achievements which was set by the community, which was to grow the circle. I've modified it very slightly. Originally, they wanted you to recruit 5 more druids to the circle. That's going to be very tough in this game. And also, like, I don't think the kind of game we're playing. So I'm going to modify it to you using your spores for the first time to create yourself as a sovereign. All of you may level up.
Woo! Awesome.
That's great.
I was just joking, but thank you.
It's all good. It is time for a level up. You guys have been waiting very patiently. What I might do then is, if there's anything else you wanted to do before heading over to the lighthouse, now's a good time to do it. Otherwise, Svindale will go and get his sled. You can use your Frosthound Lyra to help pull it. As I said, I'll send you the stat block for it. The Spore Servant Hound or Spore Servant Wolf. You can use, and it will follow your directions or the directions of one you designate to it. The Spore Servants are a little bit more intelligent than other zombies, so you can tell it to follow the directions of someone else as well. Or if you tell it, like, in battle, if my friends call out commands, follow them, it will do that. It will follow the commands that you give it.
Can I ask Svindal if that's what he would want? Because I feel like, if sort of my pet dog was raised from the dead with mushrooms, and then, the new owner kind of was like, oh yeah, help them. And I'd be like a little bit like, like. So I think, Lyra might just sort of ask Svindal, it's like, hey, it's probably quite a tender subject right now for you, but
it is.
Would you like his help? If not, I completely understand. It's I would have very conflicted feelings too in your position.
Finda was a good hound. He was...
Finda?
Finda. He was a good hound. I'll type it in chat for you. Finda was a good hound. Loyal, eager. But I have to accept that he died when the portal was opened. This creature that you have raised from the dead is not my hound. It's not my dog. Not any longer. It was my people's actions and my actions that lost me, Findia. What you have is just a shell. Use it how you wish. But when he is done, please let him rest.
Of course. With honor, with all that I can.
He was a hunting dog. Let him hunt one more time. People that put him this way, led him to this state. He would want that.
I shall, and so he shall.
Just Svindal nods quite sadly.
Svindal.
Yes.
Just before we pass, have any other creatures, or I hate to think of it, even any other giants, shown afflictions like the wolves?
The other hounds that were on the island have, yes. Not any of the giants that I can recognize or know, but there were definitely the animals who were affected. The hounds were the first that I noticed.
I have a thought as well, based on prior experiences. I know he's discussed a little bit about Bludgeon and his kin. Bludgeon himself doesn't carry any sort of item with him, or perhaps an artifact or relic of any type. That seems unusual.
An artifact or relic, like a weapon or something else?
It could be a weapon or something else. Yes, maybe looking or resembling in a way to the Heartstones, perhaps.
Something to signify his rank,
or that.
He has a Heartstone. All of us do. In terms of a relic, he wields a spear that is of very fine make. I think it belonged to his father. Has a gemstone in the haft.
Does the gemstone resemble that of a Heartstone, or is it a different stone?
It is not as well cut. It is rough and wrapped in with leather strips at the end. It does not look like the Heartstones. There is no metal in its design. But though what I have seen, perhaps there is more to it. It is more of a harpoon than a spear. Your words, you're talking in this common. Sometimes I get my words not so well. More of a harpoon.
Oh, no, I am familiar with the weapon of a harpoon. Okay.
We'll be back soon.
That is all well. It will take me some time to go and fetch this lead and make it ready, and to choose the least rotten whale to put you in.
Oh, good.
So that I can try to like bodyguard him as we travel to the lighthouse. I'm just going to stay within 5 feet of Klaus in attempts to intercept any attacks that might come. We're in very, very dangerous territory now, and as far as I'm aware, he's still just like a hunky dude, but just still a dude.
100%. Alrighty, well, unless there's anything else before you guys make your way over to the lighthouse, I think we might wrap up there on the long rest and level up. I think Ali and Brandon have to go deal with their dog, who is mega high right now from the anti-anxiety medication. So, I mean, the pictures you've been sending through are absolutely hilarious. I'm jealous.
I'll share this with Twitch right now. This is our dog.
She's just sitting like this.
There is a dog under that
hasn't
blanket.
moved. Yeah. Just sitting there like Darth Maul, like, or Darth Sidious.
Also, the angle was that she's not lying down, right? That's sitting up with the blanket around her.
She's sitting up, staring at the base of the bed.
She's just repeating under her breath, "Did I ever tell you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?" It's not a story the Jedi would tell. Amazing. Well, look, hey, enjoy your level ups. We will go through what you get on your level up next week when we come back, and we will dive into the lighthouse. I wasn't sure if you guys want to go check that out. I'm pleased you did, because I've got some cool stuff there. So I was happy that you did want to go and do that. There was a moment where I was like, the way this is kind of worked out and the order of things, you might not get to go there. And I was like, that's a shame. No, love it. Thank you very much. So, everyone, we will see you all again very, very shortly. For those of you watching on Twitch or listening to the podcast, remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button. And you too can be as high as Cora is right now. Well, maybe not as high as Cora. No one's as high as Cora right now, but you can get pretty darn close. High as a cloud giant. Everyone else. She's like tasting sounds and hearing colors, and like she's like full synesthesia right now.
For the first time ever.
I love pets, man. That's great, bro.
Hello, and the kaleidoscope comes at her.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's like in those little glowing gloves with the fingertips, like doing that in front of her.
Do I wag my tail, or does my tail wag me? My paws are so big. Everyone else on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We're going to go and raid a friend of the channel. Obviously, that is Critimus. We do that on a Wednesday night. Everyone, we will see you all again next time. Until then, stay safe, stay well. Get excited for Mistborn. If you haven't read Mistborn, go and read the first book. That's not the players, that's you guys. I guarantee it's a fucking awesome book. You should read it anyway, but you will get a lot more out of the series if you watch after reading the first book or listening to the first book. So I definitely recommend it. Everyone, stay safe, stay well. We'll see you guys later. Until then, goodbye, everybody. Bye.
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 you.